Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking. Very nice to have that Sarajevo also.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened during the
Hi everyone! Welcome to this video or a vlog or whatever it will end up being, but also welcome to Sarajevo. I'm currently staying here in this lovely hotel festival for the next 4 days. We'll do some investigative work, let's say, some journaling and things like that when it comes to working with war archives. I'm super very privileged to actually be here, to be a part of something so big, something so bigger than myself, something that is very close and personal to a lot of people here in this region of the world. And I can't wait to meet the wonderful people from Bern who called me here, to work with them, to learn from them, experience this whole thing. I've been to Sarajevo last time 9 years ago. And when I was here, I said that one day, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'll be back. And I wanted to come here, but I just couldn't. There was no opportunity or money or whatever. And then this opportunity to work with Bern on war archives using visual storytelling, blah, 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 which all actually ties in beautifully with my thesis for my MA in anthropology and my interests in general and all the jazz. So as I said, I'm just super excited to be here. I traveled here by plane. Here are some beautiful snapshots, let's say, from the sky. The weather was amazing and the flight itself had no turbulences or anything, so everything went well. The reason why I was traveling by plane, because I had to be here at a specific time because of my check-in, and all of the buses and things like that were just impossible to actually put in schedule. I would have to literally travel yesterday to arrive here in the same time as today when it comes to the plane. So there is that part, but I'll be coming back by bus because I won't be in a hurry then, and it will be a weekend, and also so that I can bring a lot of food as much as I can legally bring overboard. I will bring, for my family and for myself, let's be honest. People in Sarajevo in Bosnia are just so welcoming, so amazing. The food itself is great, so I'm just I'm all over the place right now. I'm jet lagged, even though I traveled for 45 minutes by plane. But yeah, I just wanted to sit down here, chat with you guys. I'm super excited to stay here. Apparently, I'm staying here alone, even though there are 3 beds, so I'm a bit nervous about that. But they promised private rooms, and let's hope they fulfill that promise. Anyway, now I just have to get some papers here checked, and then I can finally go eat. I didn't eat anything today, and it's like 4 right now, so that's wild. I have no idea what I'm going to eat, but I'm sure that it will be great because food in Sarajevo is amazing. I will be bringing you guys with me on my journey through the next 4 days, just to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, to film in some unusual locations for me, to film in public, which is, scary as fuck. I try to sneak some snippets while being in a taxi, so I will show you those as a b-roll in this video somehow. The whole concept of being in a taxi for me is something out of the ordinary. My whole life I was being told that I shouldn't get in a car with strangers. Then I went to another country and got in a car with a stranger alone that took me all through the city, on the other side of the city where the hotel is, and everything went well. I mean, it was a rip-off, let's be honest, when it comes to the money, but I'm still intact and all the jazz. I was a bit worried when it came to traveling here because of my clothing. I try to keep in mind that I'm traveling to a Muslim country, or a very religious country, let's say, because both Islam and Christianity and Judaism actually, live here together in somewhat of harmony, but out of the people are actually super religious, and I wanted to, show my appreciation to it and not provoke anything, especially with what's happening in Iran. So I had in mind to just be a bit more thoughtful, to maybe cover up a little bit. I even have a scarf for later if I'm gonna need it, and all the jazz. So there is that part. I will show you all of the outfits that I wear through these days in some b-rolls here, so that you can see that part as well. Anyway, yeah, that will be all for this intro, let's say. I hope this video won't be a whole disaster and totally incoherent, because it will be filmed through 4 days with 0 scripts, because I'm here to work on something else, so I don't have any brain power left, let's be honest, to actually think of something more creative and coherent. So I apologize in advance if this video doesn't make sense, but I do hope that you might learn something new about Sarajevo, that you might enjoy watching me struggle to film and be awkward and all the jazz. It's actually really, really weird to film somewhere else, which is not, my bedroom or my living room. So there is that part as well. Also, I just want to say I already miss my partner, I already miss my dog. It was my dog's 5th birthday a few days ago. We celebrated with a big donut that we gave her, and she had a diarrhea afterwards, so that was a present for us, I guess. But I just, I'm not used to being a part of them, and it was really hard to say goodbye for those few days, even though I know that it's just few days and I'll be back sooner than later. But I just wish that somehow they were able to come here with me, to experience Sarajevo with me, to eat some great cevapi and some burek and things like that. So there is that, but I'll bring them some part of the Sarajevo with me when I hop on the bus this Saturday. Anyway, yeah, that will be all for today. Now I have to figure out what I'm gonna eat, so probably the next time you see me, I'll be probably eating something. Let's hope it's delicious. Okay, so I found that vegan place right next to my hotel, and then I had to find some place to actually sit and eat it, because it is like a takeout place. It took me literally a while to find a bench where I can actually sit on. But I finally managed to find one right next to this temple and a public fountain, which is something that is quite prominent in Bosnia, especially in Sarajevo. The Chesma public fountains that have a very important role actually in the culture. And there is also this urban legend, let's say, that if you drink water from their Chesma, you will someday have to return back to Sarajevo, because the water inside of you will call you. So there is that part. And I mean, I am here again after 9 years, but again, so maybe there is some truth to that. And on the other side is the Indetska River. I have my wrap here that has a lot of vegan cheese in it, so that's amazing, and it is huge, so I believe that it will be amazing to actually dive into it. As they say here in Sarajevo, prijatno. Also, side note, how the hell do people actually film in the public? This is so damn awkward. Okay, so I ate and I am back at the hotel, and I talked with the receptionist to clear out all the things with the private room and 3 beds, and she said, don't worry, you're gonna be alone, and I highly appreciated that. But that means that I have 3 beds for myself, which is something crazy. I feel like kind of bougie, not gonna lie, but we'll see. This place is starting to feel a lot like home, and now it's time to, just jump in the shower, wash away all the airplane and all the jazz, and then just get into reading a book. I bought with myself Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, which is one of my favorite books. I read it a few times already, and now I'm reading it again. I need to brush up my English skills. The workshop here that I'm taking is also in English, so this is like a crash course for me, just in time to prep for my IELTS, to get into my PhD in Canada, hopefully. Anyway, here is a montage of me enjoying all of the beds. Okay, so I just had a sudden realization that this is my first time ever staying in a hotel all alone, like with no roommates or family or friends or anything like that, just alone. I have some friends in the hotel, some people that I already worked with and things like that, but the room itself is just mine. And honestly, I feel like home alone, second part. One of the reasons is because I was chronically late for my plane. I had to run through the whole airport to finally get on my plane. It was literally the last call. I was one of the 5 last people who boarded on that plane. One of those people was a celebrity, but a local one, so you probably won't know who it is. It took me a while to remember his name, so I won't even bother explaining who it was. Anyway, that was a very like Home Alone second part, that intro into the film when they're running to the airport and the kid gets lost. Well, that was me. I was literally lost. I had to ask literally the police, where should I go? And they were like, we have no idea. So that was fun. But, I caught my plane, everything was fine. But now, since I'm alone in this room and the room is so huge and I'm staying in this wonderful city of Sarajevo, I just really feel like Kevin McAllister. But fingers crossed that nobody will rob me, except the taxi that got me from the airport to the city. That was a robbery, definitely. Anyway, yeah, back to the regular programming.
2 seconds later.
So, I was gonna take a shower and then I realized that I forgot my shampoo at home. I bought a body lotion instead of a shampoo, and I got my, shower gel as well. Then I thought, well, that's okay, doesn't matter, the hotel will have one for sure. And then they had this monstrosity in the shower. I mean, what else can I say but rest in peace my hair care, I guess. These next 4 days will be, a social experiment of a kind, because I have no idea how that's gonna end up. I'm, curious to find out if my hair is gonna like it. I refused to use the same thing on my hair and my body, so I used my, shower gel that I brought from home, but how did anyone think that it was a good idea? I have no idea. I just hope that my hair will forgive me for this, and I hope that you all had a very good laugh, that you could apparently wash your hair and the rest of your body with the same thing, because at least for me, that's not the case. It's the second morning. It's 7 a.m. right now. I haven't slept like at all. Maybe 2 or 3 hours at best overall in the whole night. I just hate sleeping alone because, after 5 years of sleeping with my partner, it just feels strange to sleep alone and sleep in another city, and it was so loud the whole night. Oh my god. Anyway, I just made myself a cup of coffee here in the room to just, you know, wake up a little bit, and then I have to go eat something, which is not something that I normally do in the morning, but now I have to because we only have breakfast and lunch, and I have to survive on something while working on stuff here, and I don't have a choice. I have to eat in the morning, so that's gonna be fun as well. But yeah, now I'm just gonna chill here in my room for a bit, drink my coffee, read some pages from the Trevor Noah's book. I read some last night as well. I hoped it would help me with my sleep, but it didn't. Anyway, you can see my puffy under eye bags. It's just criminal. Tomorrow it's probably gonna be even worse, but you know, we'll survive this. Hi everyone, how are you? This is the third day of my stay in Sarajevo. The workshop just ended. It was amazing. I learned a lot, especially about video editing and things like that. Some very useful tips, tricks, and hacks and things like that that I believe will help me, you know, with this YouTube journey and some other work that I've been doing lately. Anyway, I've just got back to the hotel to like freshen up a little bit, and then we're going all on a gallery exhibition, and just to hang out a little bit before everybody goes back to where they came from. My bus is early in the morning, so I have to make sure I don't sleep through the alarms, which almost happened this morning because again I didn't sleep like at all. I hate not sleeping in my own bed. It really is, taxing for the body and the soul, and being away from my partner and the dog and things like that. So there is that. I'm not even sure if I filmed a video like this yesterday or not because the day was so hectic. We had a lot of job to do. It was also emotionally draining because the subject of war and war crimes and the victims and their testimonies, it's never easy. It shouldn't be easy, but somebody has to do it. So I guess I'm one of those people now. We also got this amazing opportunity to film 2 videos, 2 interviews of people who are victims of war crimes, to commemorate their stories, to make sure they're not forgotten in the history, because history books always focus on the political aspects, on the war itself, on the winning party afterwards, but other people are often forgotten. Their everyday lives, their small struggles, their happiness and sadness during such difficult times. And that's why I believe that this work that we are doing right now is actually important, and it's something that should be done, not only in this region that was hit by war 30 years ago, but right now in Russia and Ukraine and in the Middle East and everywhere else where there are mass traumas that are happening, which can be transferred through generations and things like that. So I really believe that it's time that we as humanity actually face the worst parts of the human race, and then to work together to create something better, to work together to make sure that the peace stays or develops depending on where you live right now. One of the main things that the burn does is the guarantee of peace. They want to make sure that such atrocities never happen again, because they shouldn't. Nobody should get through this again, even though right now we know that some people are going through it, but at least we, the nations in the Balkans that experienced it 30 years ago, we're equipped with experience and knowledge of such topics, and we know what not to do, let's be honest, when it comes to war reporting and commemorating the victims, and on the opposite side, how not to relativize the victims, how to make sure their voice is heard and things like that. So that's why I'm super excited about this job. It's actually a paid job. Can you believe that? It doesn't happen often for me, but apparently for this it is big enough of a deal that I actually get paid for it, which is amazing. In the meantime, while I was here, I got a lot of emails, work related and things like that. Most of those I just ignored or sent like, hi from Sarajevo, I'll reach out to you when I get back. But I actually got some really amazing news. The first news is that, the papers are done for officially be a TA for the 2nd year in a row, which is amazing. The second thing is that I actually got an opportunity to further my knowledge of neurolinguistic programming on the master level. This fall, I honestly thought that it won't happen because they already started their classes, but apparently I guess someone must have drop out or something, and there was one open spot, so they called me, and I can't wait for it. 2 years ago, when I was going on the practitioner's level, I really learned a lot, both about myself and how to deal with other people and how to develop my career and things like that. And it really did happen. I really got many opportunities that I didn't get before. I developed, a sense of self-respect that I didn't have before. I had courage to try new things that I didn't have before. So I'm excited to see how this master level will actually transform my experience, in the future. And it's all, the timing is actually perfect. I was sad that I didn't get in last year, but honestly, I think that now is the right moment since I'm finishing up my degree and we're moving to Canada next year. So I'll literally be doing mostly this, work on some self development, let's call it like that, personal development. And I believe that it will help me in this transitional period between both, university life and real life and real workplace life and things like that. But also that it will help me to move more easily to Canada, to make sure that I'm not gonna struggle with some psychological issues and things that might happen when you're doing such a big transition in your life. So I'm not having only one but two, or let's say three transitions when it comes to next year, because as I said, I'm finishing up my university, but I'm also enrolling into the PhD, which is a whole other thing. And then the whole aspect of just moving from one continent to another on the other side of the world, and all the culture shock that comes with it and things like that. So I think that this will be a great thing for me. Today I even got an email from Canada, from the university, because I was asking some questions when it comes to the application and things like that, since I have to do my IELTS and all that jazz. But I guess that everything will be fine. I was scared that maybe I have to, submit my official diploma beforehand, but they said no, only if they select me for the next phase and things like that of the application process, then I'll have to send my diploma, which is great since I still have graduated. It will happen in like a week, two, or something like that, but it's a bit crazy working with the bureaucracy of it all and all the papers and the procedures and things like that. So I'm glad to know that I don't have to provide that document as well, especially because apparently I won't be able to even get it before, I think, February. So there is that. So I guess that there won't be any issues when it comes to my application, under the condition I actually finish my IELTS, let's be honest. But I think that these 2 days of, speaking mostly just in English and writing in English and things like that, I think that it has helped me to kind of practice a little bit just before taking that exam. So I think that this might actually go well. It's always great to converse in another language because it makes you think in that language. It's not just how can I have some bread or where is the biblioteca and things like that, but we're talking about very heavy subjects here. We're talking about reconciliations and reparations and things like that. Such big boy words, let's call them that. So I hope that, I'll have some use from this workshop in that aspect as well. Also, I met this amazing colleague here who is a filmmaker, so we might actually do something special for this YouTube channel, I want to spill the beans what it is already because, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but it is something that I was thinking about doing for a few months now, but I knew I didn't have enough, experience with filmmaking, and I knew that I wouldn't do my subjects any justice if I did it alone. And then she said, yeah, just hit me up and I'll help you with it. It's great to meet people who are a lot like you. People who won't look you in a weird way when you talk about some things that you want to talk about, when you say your plans and dreams and things like that, when you see recognition in their eyes and, they're nodding and yeah, it's the same problems, it's the same experience. We had a lot of fun last night as well when we went for a cocktail, and we were just sharing our experiences of growing up in different countries in the Balkans, what our history textbooks are like, how much corruption there is, all the regular Balkanian stuff. which I always find valuable because you can learn so much just from other people's experience. You don't have to experience something for yourself to figure out what something is, especially if you get the same statement from many different people, which means that apparently, I guess, it's the truth. So there's that part. Next morning I'm traveling, so I have to get up at like 7, and then I have to walk for half an hour to get to the bus station, which is gonna be fun. But I decided to do it in that way because, first of all, I didn't want to be ripped off again for the taxi services. Second of all, I wanted to get this opportunity to, see Sarajevo one last time. And third of all, I know I'll be spending like 8+ hours in the bus, just sitting there. So I just want to stretch my legs a little bit beforehand to make it a bit easier. I filmed a lot these few days, both for the workshop and for, YouTube, the B-rolls and things like that. And I hope I'll be able to maybe even edit them in some way, maybe even better than I did it before. Because today, for the first time, I used Canva as an editing tool for videos, which was very easy actually and fun. But, I still have to figure out all the possibilities when it comes to it and all the jazz. You see another type of my videos if the content changes a little bit, hopefully. Don't think it's because I actually got an editor. It's because I finally learned how to edit. Even though in the workshop they said editing is always work in progress. Every time you edit something, you see something that could have been done better. And then next time you're filming, you can do it better. And then you learn that. And then you realize, oh my God, I made this other mistake now. So then you try to fix that on the other project and things like that. And before you know it, you're getting better and better. And that's what I hope for me as well. Anyway, enough rambling and babbling. I should just, change and meet with my friends for the last time before we all leave Sarajevo. I'll probably let you know tomorrow when I come back home how it all was, and then I don't know if I'll be filming like a full sit-on video, like a sit with me, chat with me. I don't know how those types of videos are called, but I will try to figure something out to show you the experience of Sarajevo, the experience of doing this workshop, because this city is so lovely. The people are so genuinely, I don't know how to say it, like polite is the best way. They're like people from the Bosnia are like Canadians with like a wild sense of humor. That's the closest I can explain it to people who never met anyone from Bosnia. But yeah, it's always a delight to talk with them, to go to the store and see a friendly face across the counter. And people in the streets are always nice. You can literally walk to anybody walking their dog and just pet it. I literally spoke with a few people because, I had to leave my dog behind and it was a bit hard. So every time I saw someone walking their dog, I was like, yeah, dogs. Like I never saw one before. Last night I tried to FaceTime with my dog, but she didn't figure it out. She thought I was somewhere outside. She did hear me, but she couldn't see me on the mobile, so she just freaked out and we had to stop because, it was killing her. So I can't wait to see both her and my partner tomorrow. And yeah, I'm gonna go now get some food, sightsee for a little bit, and I have to recreate a photo that I made 9 years ago on one very special spot in Sarajevo. And if I manage to do that recreation, I will put it in this video so that you can see it, and I'm super excited about it all. Yeah, that would be all. I'll see you some other time, which might be in the same video for you, but whole different day for me. So bye for now. So it's middle of the night. It's the last night here in this hotel, and I was just ready, to throw myself in the bed and then try to sleep because I have to wake up early tomorrow to catch the bus home. And then I tried to unlock my door and couldn't do it. The key worked, the card key. I used it and it would light green, like everything was okay, but the handle literally on the door didn't work at all. And I was like trying it for 5 minutes, and then I was scared that I might, break something. So I went downstairs to the receptionist looking for him, but he was on his break, so I had to wait. And finally he got here and he was confused, like what's wrong with the key? So he used his master key for all the doors and he couldn't get in. And we were just standing here for, again, 5 minutes almost, trying to figure out what's happening. And he started to call his supervisor, and literally in that moment he was like, okay, let me try just one last time. And he did it and the door opened. Luckily, because I wasn't looking forward to the opportunity to sleep somewhere else, without being able to brush my teeth or anything like that, without being able to change my clothes. And after all, I have to leave tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So, it's just crazy. And I was just like standing there thinking like, well, this is a fucked up way to end these 3 days in Sarajevo. But luckily, as you can see, I'm in my room for the last night. And yeah, I just wanted to give you that little story. I wonder if that ever happened to you. Please let me know if you were ever like accidentally or on purpose locked outside of your hotel room. Let me know in the comments down below. Hi everyone. It's my last morning here in Sarajevo. It's 7 a.m. I'm just drinking my last cup of hotel room coffee and about to go down for the checkout and things like that. And then I'm going on a nice chunk of a walk, a half-an-hour walk to the bus station. I'll probably do some snaps as well in the morning while there are not many people here, so I hope that you will enjoy some of the snaps that I take. It's too early in the morning to be coherent and cohesive when it comes to speaking, especially in another language. So I'm just gonna keep this short. I mean, you can hear my voice, you can see my under 5 bags. I've been doing well. I just can't wait to come back home and just sleep. I want to sleep. Like, I'll sleep the whole next day, literally. That's what Sundays are for anyway. I'm not gonna feel bad about it. And yeah, this was my last time signing in from the hotel room from Sarajevo. It was really nice. The hotel is amazing. It's called Hotel Festival. Now I can share my review, if you will. The people are amazing here. The food is great. The bed is comfortable actually. Everything is clean. The cleaning lady comes twice a day to make sure that everything is okay, and you have systems in place that stop waste, let's say. So the tricks with towels, where to put them if you want to wash them, where to put them if you don't want to wash them yet, and things like that. So that's amazing. I love it when hotels do this. And I also love when hotels give you free complimentary coffee so that you can have a cup of coffee before going down for breakfast, because I'm not a morning person at all. Anyway, I will see you some other time. Bye. Okay, so I have this curse on me that every time I travel I have to get my period. No matter what my cycle is and things like that, I have to have my period because, you know, why wouldn't it be more stressful to travel for 8 hours straight for 300 kilometers and things like that? And somehow I lost my pack of hygiene products that I bought with me for the sole purpose of, you know, making sure that I'm ready if that happens. And it did happen, and I lost my period pack, so now I'm literally running around the city trying to find a place that sells them. Everything is still closed because it's early in the morning. The things that are open are just, you know, like emergency snacks places and things like that, so I have no idea what I'm gonna do. There is literally not a single drugstore open this early in the morning. Why? And why can't we buy hygiene products anywhere? I mean, emergencies can happen. You never know when you're gonna get your period. I'm frustrated, and it seems like I'm going to free bleed for 8 hours straight, so that's gonna be fun. A thing that surprises me a lot is how little people there is in the city right now. I mean, in Zagreb, in the same time, you know, the city is crowded, especially the city center. Everybody's going to a field market for a cup of coffee in the morning with their friends, or just for a walk in the park. The only people that I saw are people who are going to work from 9 a.m. when things open finally, and, you know, moms with little children. And that's it. I didn't even see people who were walking their dogs. Where is everybody? But, you know, it's okay, I guess. Is this working? Also nope.
2 seconds later.
I did it. I got it. It took me a while, but the dogs led me to the store that was actually working, because someone was walking their dog and just, you know, pop in for some veggies and things like that. So their dogs were outside, so I knew that that store actually worked. So that was amazing. So I detoured a little bit to get there. So I lost a bit of time. Now I have to catch up. But, you know, at least I'm not gonna free bleed today. That's always nice. And I was also able to get my partner sour cream, homemade sour cream that they made here, that I promised him, and some snacks for him and my brother that we don't have at home. So it turned out okay. If I didn't start to bleed this morning, maybe I wouldn't be able to actually get the sour cream. So, you know, every evil for some good, as we say here. So there is that part, I guess. I know you didn't ask for this part, but you're getting it. I'm sorry. sorry for the dark. I didn't expect to be so late, but here we are. 7 p.m. and I'm finally back home. It was a wild ride. I experienced some things that I never saw in real life, only in movies, especially on the border. But right now I'm just so tired and so excited to see my partner and my pet that I'm just gonna leave it at this.